For me, the experience is so familiar. There's an ever-present space, and space is a strange word for it because it's not occupied by objects, so it's not like regular space. And it's, as I say, for me, ever-present, and it's just a question of moving it into the foreground and letting my focus on the thoughts and other aspects of normal waking consciousness to step a little into the background. And always, for me, it's linked to breathing, conscious breathing, welcoming the sensation of our amazing bodies breathing. And everything else, you can just allow it to be there. The swirl of sensation, feeling, mood, the swirl of thoughts. But for a little while, you just relax with the breath, with the natural relaxation of a few deep breaths. It seems that the more relaxed we are, the more connected we are to deeper dimensions of consciousness and to the very ground of consciousness, the ground of our being, our beings. And because the breath has what seems to us to be a cycle, the inhalation followed by the exhalation, for me, it's a wave. It's just as if I'm sitting here and this cosmic wave is traveling through. And as part of the wave comes in, I'm breathing in. And as I reach the apex of the wave and it's passing me, I'm breathing out till I'm in the trough of the wave. And then the next wave starts. It's as if being breathed by this wave, traveling through us all. And now we're not interfering with it. Now we're not asking the body to breathe faster because of exercise or some other stress or activity. And we're just relaxing. And if you can just sort of imagine, visualize this wave, then you can have a sense of being breathed. The natural relaxation. And I link a very soft curiosity and gentleness with the in-breath. It's as if the attention is soft and curious. And with the out-breath, everything is relaxed. Everything is released. And this space is not emptiness, even though we can sometimes describe it that way. It's very alive. And of course, the sensation, the feeling that is part of being organism, being creature, being person. It's there. Coming in and out of focus, dancing in and out, swirling in and out. And still the space remains. The ground remains. And there's something about allowing ourselves to join the present moment in this way that is about a fundamental sense of trust. Trust that we can relax. Trust that we don't have to solve anything right now or know anything right now. or understand anything right now. And a sense of trust that if thoughts come to you, if you're reflecting, if you're contemplating, that is important. To feel, see, sense how you understand things. What wants to presence with you now for your soft, curious attending. The body just gets quiet, settles. And if there is any tension or tightness, discomfort in the body, touch it with gentleness, with gentle curiosity, and allow it to be as it is. Breathe out and relax and let be. Give your attention to the places in your body that are spacious, that are soft. It's almost as if discomfort or tightness is just a bit of noise in a body that has a great deal of settledness, quietness. And we leave the noise alone as best we can. And the feeling quality becomes spacious. There's room for all the different waves of mood. There's a kind of expansive feeling quality. But there's room inside of that expansive feeling quality for emotion, for any quality of feeling, heaviness or sadness. Expansive space to feel. And once again, not focusing in on strong feeling, but the spaciousness in which you hold all feeling. Releasing as you breathe out, making room as you breathe out. Here am I, just as I am. This is a space where everything is accomplished. Nothing in this particular space is about getting something done, resolving something, fixing something. Even though all of that continues in a kind of swirl, and we'll step into that, we'll step into the doing when it's time to step there. The important thing is to practice having this ground of happy bodies, spacious feeling, quiet mind, being able to touch into it. It's perfectly fine when the mind pulls us away into some form of thinking, because sometimes that thinking is how you're understanding your being in that moment. It's not always the thinking of distractedness, of future planning, of solving problems or rehearsing coming situations or reviewing a past situation. It's not always that. Sometimes it's a taste of something deeper, kind of a flavor of understanding, a flavor of insight, or direct insight. But the key is that we get quiet. The key is that we settle. Happy body, spacious feeling, quiet mind. Quiet in terms of the day-to-day stuff, but not necessarily quiet in terms of what comes when we're listening, what comes when we're spacious, what comes when we're relaxed, what comes. Not just what we reach toward, but what reaches toward us. I'm sure we're all familiar with the image of Michelangelo's masterpiece on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, where Adam is reaching to God, God is reaching toward Adam, and they're very relaxed, and their index fingers are almost meeting. And if you can forgive the very patriarchal nature of the image, it's still speaking to a timeless truth that this consciousness that we are as human being, as man, male and female, it's always in some way at the very threshold of something transcendent. But if we could imagine what's reaching back to us is deeply feminine, all embracing, like the Divine Mother that has room for everything. What's reaching back to us is a sense of belonging, no matter how we feel, just as I am. Love reaches toward us as we reach toward love. And it's forever, it's always. It's this moment and all moments. But we forget what might be reaching toward us. Point of intersection of the timeless with time, form and formlessness. It's where we are most alive, not emotionally alive or mentally alive necessarily, but most alive. When you're like this and you look out at a natural setting, nature reaches into you. When you're like this and you look across at someone you love and with whom you will not defend anything, and you have a sense of their soul entering you, their beingness entering you as yours enters them. There's yearning. There's something we want that's deeper than ordinary wanting. But we forget that the nature of reality is that whatever we're yearning for is yearning for us. Sometimes we have to remember to just let the love we're looking for, the peace we're looking for, find us. As opposed to we have to make it. We have to solve things. We have to get to the point where we can be peaceful. At any moment, peace is reaching toward us. Love is reaching toward us. An image on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, for all of its time-bound patriarchal representation, is a deep truth. Get quiet. If you seek understanding, get quiet and let understanding come to you. Your understanding, your way of seeing. You settle into this place right on the threshold of form and formlessness. This is the deeper ground. Right at the threshold of time and timelessness. And from here, you have a view. You can gaze anywhere. You can gaze across the world of human affairs, from what happens right in your own house, your own neighborhood, your own family, to what happens all over. And you understand people are moving too fast. They're collapsed into identification with their thinking and their stories, with their past. And if you run back, if you reverse the movie, and every person you see anywhere, whether it's Donald Trump or Netanyahu or anyone else, just run it back until they're infants, just newborns, and they're not Jewish, they're not Christian, they're not Muslim, they're not Democrats, they're not Republicans, they're not demigods, they're not sociopaths. And then you can watch the movie come forward and you understand what happens when we become the prisoners of our own thinking. What happens when we don't have spaciousness to welcome all aspects of feeling and the practice it takes to be able to rest there, to have this ground. And if you see people everywhere, they have no ground except self-identity. And it's all been enculturated. It's all been given to them by people who already have self-identity. Because you can go to Netanyahu's mother and father and fast reverse the movie till they're infants. And you can listen to the process of how they became enculturated. And then you can look at yourself and realize as you approach the very end of life, sooner or later, there's no point in holding on to that which was fed to you by life, but only that which you have found as true for yourself. Only that which you have found fundamentally true for yourself. And wherever you're unsure about what's untrue for yourself, and this too. Look everywhere, run the movie back, and watch people forgetting their stories, forgetting their history, their heritage, forgetting their location identity. Oh, did you happen to be born in a piece of arid desert and to a tribe that, oh, suddenly owns all the oil underneath the ground? In fact, go backwards, run the movie back to this consciousness that came into form forever at the intersection of timeless and time. And it becomes human being and forgets. The people who have forgotten. And if you run the movie forward, at a certain point, you have to stop resisting. Age will take it away, or illness will take it away. Maybe you'll stop resisting for 5, 10, 20, 30 seconds. But in those seconds, you'll be right there at the point where the hand of God, the divine, the hand of love, and everything that you've experienced as human will be dissolving into each other. Here am I. Imagine you could have stated that as you emerged from your mother's womb. But the baby's cry and its strange, vacant, full gaze is the statement, here am I. just as I am. And the body will grow and cover ourselves in clothing of belief and story and history. And the body will age and all our stories. And in the middle of that, we get to feel and live so much. Stay curious, stay receptive. The nearness of the transcendent, love reaching toward us always.